I am Mr. Beat, and let's talk about laws. Everybody loves them. Some people break them. The United States Congress makes them. Well, at least at the federal level. It's the legislature of the federal government of the country. They meet in this cute little building, the U.S. Capitol. Members are directly elected by citizens in their home parts of the country. But did you know that Congress was bicameral, that is, which means it's separated into two groups, and those two groups are the House of Representatives and the Senate. At the Constitutional Convention in 1787, one big debate broke out between delegates of states with larger populations and delegates of states with smaller populations. The debate was over how many representatives each state would have in Congress. Delegates from larger population states argued that since their states contributed proportionally more in taxes and resources, they should enjoy proportionally much more representation in Congress. Delegates from smaller states argued that since they were afraid of having their voices ignored, all states should be represented equally in Congress. Thankfully, founding father dudes Roger Sherman and Oliver Ellsworth came to the rescue. They created what today is commonly referred to as the Great Compromise, and it called for a bicameral federal legislature, an upper house to provide equal representation for each state, and a lower house to provide proportional representation based on a state's population. On July 4th, 1787, others at the convention got on board. I'm not joking. It was on that day that many of the delegates came around to Sherman and Ellsworth's idea, and on July 16th, the delegates officially adopted it by a margin of one single vote. Without that vote, there probably wouldn't be a constitution today. So that's why there are two houses of Congress. But both are quite different. In this video, I'm going to compare the House and the Senate. But actually, I have a little bit of help this time from my friend and fellow teacher, Mr. Wernimont. Come on over, Mr. Wernimont.
Hi, everybody.
So I will be covering the House.
And I'll be covering the Senate.
And we're going to get into character. So I will be impersonating the stereotypical House member.
And I'm going to try my best to impersonate the stereotypical Senate member.
I am a member of the U.S. House of Representatives. We have a strong connection with our constituents, aka the people we represent. And we truly represent the people. We're not out of touch like those dang senators are.
Hey now, we are just as connected to our constituents as you are. You know, since you're always running for re-election.
Well, yeah. Unfortunately, us congressmen and congresswomen always do seem to be running for re-election because we only serve 2-year terms.
We serve 6-year terms.
And we can run for re-election as many times as we want.
Our 6-year terms allow us to spend less time worrying about getting re-elected and more time, you know, actually getting stuff done.
Getting stuff done? Hello? We pass way more bills than y'all do. Oh, a bill is a wannabe law.
Well, that's just because we often have to have a supermajority to pass anything thanks to filibustering. Oh, a filibuster is any action meant to delay a legislature from passing a law.
Excuses, excuses. Anyway, there are 435 of us in the House of Representatives, each representing 435 different congressional districts based on population. Which is why the congressional district map looks like this. Those tiny districts, as you might assume, have way more people living in them. If a state has a low population, like Wyoming, for example, the whole state is a district. The process of distributing House seats among the states based on their populations is called apportionment. Every 10 years, a national census documents the population changes senators throughout the country, and based on that data, House seats may be reapportioned or apportioned again. For real. This last happened in 2020. Faster growing states like Texas and Florida gained seats in the House of Representatives, while slower growing states like New York and Illinois lost seats. After House seats have been apportioned, each state government begins a process of redrawing congressional district boundaries. This is called redistricting. And state legislatures can get pretty creative redrawing their boundaries in order to keep their political party in power. This has led to the widespread practice of gerrymandering, or manipulating congressional districts in order to gain or keep power.
See, we don't have gerrymandering in the Senate. It's why we're better than the House.
People couldn't even directly elect senators before the 17th Amendment passed 110 years ago. Before that, the only way they got in was state legislatures.
As they should have been allowed to. Repeal the 17th Amendment, I say.
How dare you? Anyway, today all members of the House come from single-member districts or a district represented by one person. Each House member represents on average around 761,000 people. On the other hand, each senator represents on average 3.4 million people. You punk.
Well, in Wyoming, each senator represents around 289,000 people. So take that. We're giving the states with smaller populations a voice, okay?
Yep. There are 100 members of the Senate. Every state gets exactly 2. No matter how many people are in the state.
We get paid $174,000 a year.
Oh, okay, cool.
Well, not the Speaker of the House. They get $223,500 a year. Then again, they are basically in charge of the House, so that makes sense.
The president pro tempore of the Senate, who leads the Senate when the vice president is gone, gets $193,400 a year.
And so do the majority and minority leaders.
The majority leader is the person in each house who leads the political party who has control of that house. The person in each house who leads the political party that doesn't have control is the minority leader. Their assistants are called whips, and they take the leadership role if the majority or minority leaders aren't there.
In order to get into the House, the Constitution says that we have to be a citizen of the United States for at least 7 years before we get elected into the House. We also have to be a legal resident of the state from which we are to be elected.
Wait, you don't have to live in the district that you represent?
No, sir. We could represent a district that we don't live in. As long as we live in the same state as that district, we're good to represent it. It's all gravy, baby.
Did you just say it's all gravy? Whatever. Weird and messed up, I say. Yeah, we have to be a legal resident of the state from which we are to be elected too. But we must have been a citizen for at least 9 years before the election, not just a measly 7.
Also, we have to be at least 25 years old.
Oh, so that explains why you're so immature over there. We in the Senate have to be at least 30 years old.
First of all, in order for a bill to become a law, it must be approved by a majority of both houses of Congress. This can be a long process. Even if both houses pass a bill, the president can turn around and veto it, or basically say no to it. If that happens, the only chance the bill has is if Congress overrides the veto. And to do that, both houses need to approve of it with a 2/3 majority, which is most definitely not easy to do.
As I said earlier, we pass more bills than the Senate because we actually care about the American people.
Well, we here in the Senate don't just recklessly pass a bunch of bills. We take our time here because we care about the American people.
Any member of Congress can create or sponsor a new bill.
If I make a bill, I introduce it to my chamber.
Oh yeah? Well, if I make a bill, I introduce it to my chamber.
After they introduce the bill, it gets assigned to a committee whose members discuss it and learn more about it. In reality, most bills never even get brought up in committee, so the committee's chair has a lot of power in deciding which bills have a chance to eventually become a law.
Behind me are all the committees currently in the Senate.
And behind me are all the committees currently in the House. We have more. Just saying. The most powerful one is the Rules Committee, which is responsible for which bills get presented to the entire House of Representatives. The bill is then voted on in the House.
The bill is then voted on in the Senate.
And if it passes in the House,
and if it passes in the Senate,
it goes over to the Senate, and the whole process starts over again. Often we make changes to the bill the Senate made because their bills are usually kind of lame.
And often we make changes to the House bill because they are so basic.
We work together to sort out any differences between the two versions of the bill. And then if both houses approve of the same version,
it finally goes to the president's desk.
Power is more centralized in the House, more top-down, and the Senate all seem to constantly be competing against each other for power. Because there's 435 of us here in the House, we have to have more rules than the Senate. Well, the Senate just thinks it can do whatever it wants anyway.
Well, your rules make it so that there's hardly any time for true debate in the House. Here in the Senate, we take our time hashing out every last detail of every bill. And the country's better off for it.
Well, your filibustering in the Senate can make it so that the minority can prevent true debate from happening.
What do you mean? We love to debate. In fact, we have these things called clochures, or ways to end debates, so we can finally vote.
You're forgetting the silent filibuster, silly, which means a senator like yourself doesn't even have to show up to begin with, and you can prevent a cloture. So due to that, debates often don't even begin in the first place.
Hey, all we need is just 60 of us to show up for that. Easy peasy.
Easy peasy my butt. Here in the House, we have the exclusive power to impeach federal public officials.
You gonna tell them?
Am I gonna tell them what?
Are you going to tell them what impeach means?
Well, I am now. Impeach just means charging someone in public office with a crime. Any member of the House may introduce an impeachment resolution, which is referred to a committee, usually the House Judiciary Committee. It investigates the charges against the public official and decides whether or not to recommend articles of impeachment. If they do recommend it, it goes to the entire House for a vote. If a majority of the House votes for any of the articles of impeachment, that official is impeached.
But honestly, it doesn't mean that much. I mean, it's not like they're in any real trouble with an impeachment. The real fun comes in the Senate, where we get to hold a trial to determine whether the impeached person is guilty or not.
A 2/3 majority of the Senate is required to convict and remove the public official from office. Show me the money! Here in the House, we also exclusively have the power to deal with anything related to money. Any tax bill, any revenue bill, any bill dealing with the budget. It all starts with us, baby.
It's just money. We here in the Senate have the exclusive power to approve or deny any treaty that the president makes with a foreign country. We have more influence on foreign affairs.
Dang, dude, that's awesome. We have the power of the purse.
Yeah, you already said that.
Well, we can also choose the freaking president if no candidate gets the majority of votes in the Electoral College.
Well, that actually is kind of impressive. All we get to do is pick a vice president.
Yeah. I mean, it's only happened twice in American history, but still, it's pretty cool.
Well, I do mean to brag, but we in the Senate also exclusively get the power of approving all presidential appointments. It keeps us, pretty busy. I guess we're just pretty cool.
Meh. You always just seem to go along with whoever the president appointed, as long as they're the same political party as you.
Hey, that's enough out of you. The Senate has more prestige than the House. Let's see, how do I put this in a way that won't offend my congressman friend? We're better. We're just better.
Well, thanks to gerrymandering, turnover is lower in the House. In other words, after you first get elected, you're far more likely in the House to keep getting re-elected. So,
Well, just know we'll always be known as the upper house. We are above the drama of the lower house. We are more continuous and value tradition.
we may be called the lower house, but we're more accountable to the people. We're obligated to listen more to the people. We are the people!
Oh, now, calm down. We're both in the same branch of government after all. We shouldn't be fighting.
So I shouldn't beat you with this cane?
Put it down. We're brothers after all.
Oh, all right.
After all,
At least we can both declare war. So that was the House of Representatives and Senate compared. But we really only hit the basics, so if you want to learn more, check out Article 1 of the Constitution. What, are you afraid? What, you never looked at a primary source before? Come on, do it! I dare you! Come on, do it! Do it, punk!